save images on your Newline and transfer them onto your laptop, the first thing that you need is a thumb drive. So you'll take your USB thumb drive and plug it into your Newline. And then let's say I want to save these notes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this little page symbol right here, select what I want to save, and then my thumb drive is going to be this middle icon right here. I'm going to click on it, wait for it to save. Once it's saved, I can take out my thumb drive and then plug it into my laptop. That will give me a file that I can put onto Schoology or project onto my laptop. I can basically do anything that I would do with any other image. Another handy trick is erasing with your hand. So instead of using these toolbar functions to erase, all you need to do is a 5-finger claw, touch what you want to erase, and it immediately goes away. So as I am writing numbers or letters, if I want to get rid of them, the 5-finger touch, and it erases.
Cut and paste, you put it in the strike and this feature, the squiggly lines. It's the lasso feature, and you don't have to fully go around your image. I think you just have to strike through it, but I wasn't sure it was going to get everything. And then the 3 horizontal lines, there are the scissors, so you cut it out of your screen. You could maybe even, if you don't like the color of that screen, go to the next screen and put it there instead. And then you can move that around as needed.
Okay, so you can also set features using your stylus. If you use the small end of your stylus and click on the feature at the bottom, you're going to select which color you want. That will set it so that that end of the stylus is that color, and then you can use the back side of the stylus. I'm going to select the highlight for this one and choose a color, and now the back of my highlighter is going to write in a separate color. This is handy for when you're doing, it could be math problems, it could be doing annotations. So it gives you the option to have multiple colors when you're highlighting. You could also use your finger. Typically your finger is going to function in the same way that the back of the stylus would.
So if you click on the clock, you can set an alarm. You can see what time it is anywhere in the world. You can set a timer. And you can also do a stopwatch.
Alright, hello. I'm going to show you guys how to hardwire your computer to your Newline so you can control your computer as if it was the Newline, using it as a touchscreen. You're going to need your USB adapter or USB hardwire, and then your dongle for your HDMI. You're going to go ahead and plug those into your computer, and it should automatically jump you into the source. If it doesn't, you'll just have to select HDMI 2. So I've got everything. I have my computer set up so it is an extended screen, so I can just drag over my tab. Make sure your cursor is on your Newline screen, and then you can just start using it as your computer. Maybe I want to go to Schoology and show my students that here's your dashboard. You can scroll with it. You've got your upcoming assignments. We can click on them and use it as our computer. It's super handy.
So these are just a couple things that I have figured out about this the Newline RS. One of the things is that you can change your display and theme from The theme can be classic, like we are all used to, or you can change it to a colorful one. Obviously, it's your preference. I kind of like the colorful one. And so when we go home, look, it looks a little different.
All right, so I'm going to be showing you a couple shortcuts that I just learned about myself. So right now I'm connected to my Newline via my Apple TV. Normally, a lot of times what we seem to be ending up doing is going directly to all of our different inputs here, clicking that one, or double tapping it to find the Apple TV that we're connected to. What you can do instead that will kind of eliminate that step would be if you press this button and hold it, then you'll see all of your different inputs that you can quick select. If you just instead go from Windows to whatever HDMI your Apple TV is connected to, mine is connected to 2, you can set that and then close out of that, and then I can just quick select HDMI 2 and go right to that. If you do not know which HDMI input, you can obviously check on the side of your Newline here and figure out which HDMI is plugged into that. Additionally, for that, if you want to switch between your whiteboard, if you're using your whiteboard interface, or your Apple TV and projecting whatever's on your screen, you can go into the settings, which you'll find on the top right here, click the settings cog, and customize your toolbar. You can, for customize icon, you can select your connection, which would just mean what input is going into your Newline. You'd select that, and then you customize your favorite connection. Mine's already in here as HDMI 2 is that one. So I'd select that. And obviously, if yours is connected to HDMI 1, you'd go HDMI 1. And then I can toggle between, I now have this button that's new. I can click that and toggle between my HDMI 2. Let me get my actual computer connected and we can toggle between those two. Oh, there it is. It's already connected. We can toggle between that and using the whiteboard. I click that again. There we go. I can toggle between my whiteboard and then click that, and I am back to my Apple TV. I can quickly just swap between whatever frame I need. Almost as good as having 2 Newlines.
Additionally, there are 2 versions of the whiteboard, and that is in the settings as well, where there's a classic whiteboard and then a new whiteboard. And the new version it just looks a little different. And when you're using the new version, like, I know I had sent out an email to you guys about adding a screen, and when you hold and touch this, so the pattern looks different, or the how you decide what you want to add is different. And you'll notice now there's an American basketball court instead of a European one. And so that's just the new whiteboard. And so you'll notice down here, like this is the full erase, clear all notes button instead of the others. But otherwise, the whiteboard is very similar. And over here, like if you're searching for old files, that's what's a little bit different about this one than the classic one. If you were looking for an old file, then you pull this up and you can, like search for an old image or an old thing that you have done. I've done these all week. But that's, I think, there's one other thing about this lasso. I always thought that I had to, whoops, didn't do it right. I always thought that I had to do the entire thing, but in fact, you don't really, you can just swipe right through it once and it gets that entire picture, and you can do with that whatever you want. So, Oops. Like before, if I wanted to put this in a different spot, then I could cut it and put it on a new screen. Just by pasting it. So those are a couple of the features of the newer whiteboard, if that's your preference as opposed to the classic whiteboard.